further ado, let's begin. My presentation today is on daily clarity using universal energy. I believe we're probably aware of universal energy, but by a show of hands, who is aware of, you know what, better yet, who's not aware of universal energy? Yeah, I knew it. That's what's up. And so, am I supposed to point it here or?
It should just click.
Right at the computer.
Tap on the slide.
My phone.
Hold that.
Sorry. Yes, I'll get it. I'll get the charge.
Universal energy working.
That's right.
So while he's doing that, can you define universal energy?
It's in the presentation. I got you. We're gonna go through all of that. Comfort, but I like your enthusiasm. Thank you very much, Miss Ellie. Okay, come on. All right, so let's try this again. Daily clarity using universal energy. Now, welcome. Why is it important? We're going to cover 4 things. Why it's important to understand and work with universal energy. Number 2, who am I? Who's the dear love? Number 3, elements and examples. And then number 4, I got more. So you rhyme? You heard that? You heard that? Okay. So universal energy, what is it and why you should use it? So, what is universal energy? It is the timeless, unlimited life force that exists everywhere. And I mean everywhere. It is present in the universe between galaxies, molecules, space. It is the interconnectedness of all beings, of all things. And it is a direct connection that allows the expansion of consciousness. So, we see these things hanging on the wall, and it's just paper. Visually, it's just paper. But this paper consists of molecules. This paper is actually a combination of energy. Somebody had to make it. It all began with a thought. Somebody came up with a thought of paper. And so they put some ingredients together to figure out the structure of paper, the molecular structure of paper. And then from that, we utilize it to write and exchange information. And that is the interconnectedness of energy, of creation, of being. That's what's up. Okay, and so, this again is energy. Okay, there we go. Come on here. Now, one of the things about working with, I'm gonna give 5 examples of why it's so good to work with universal energy. The first one is our connection to source and to our ancestors, or what I like to call spiritual team. I always, when I begin anything with any time I'm working with a client, I always begin with setting an intention. And that intention always begins with a meditation, a prayer. And I always say thank you to my angels, my ancestors, my spiritual team, divine one, because I want everything connected, everything connected. And so it brings together a connection to source and ancestors, deepening your connection to the divine and experiencing a sense of oneness of all creation can lead to spiritual awakening, greater well-being, cognitive abilities, our minds, and expansion of our consciousness. It's something about, I heard something that was so beautiful, very poignant. What's the difference between prayer and meditation? Anybody? I like that. Intention.
Prayer is one is talking to God and one is talking to.
Come through, I like that. In other wording of prayer is setting the intention of talking to source, while meditation is listening to source. But again, it's a reciprocation of using energy, of building a connection. And one of the things about connection is you use it or you lose it. And so you strengthen that connection by constantly using it and understanding the awareness of oneness. Together, we are all on an individual journey and we're learning together, but we're here together as one, as we expand our knowledge and our consciousness. Right? Right? We in agreement. Okay, come on. Number 2, healing. Healing. So, there's different modalities of healing. And so I put a couple of them. Reiki, which I'm a Reiki master, love it. Acupuncture, reflexology, Qigong, has statistically proven to provide emotional, physical, mental health, and healing. One of the beautiful things I love about utilizing universal energy, even if I, for example, go into a doctor's office, even when I go to my checkups, even if I don't know what answers they have for me with my yearly physical, I've already checked in that morning. Hell, I've checked in the whole week, the whole month, because I take time to meditate, go within, utilize my Reiki energy. I don't know if you can feel it right now, but I'm sending out Reiki energy to one and all, that no matter what, you're going to feel this energy through my words, through my thoughts, through my energy, because I'm working with universal energy. Number 3, alignment and harmony. Aligning yourself with the flow of the universe leads to greater harmony, balance, peace within your life. I don't know about y'all, but have you ever had a situation where you made a decision? Now you based this decision, you were sticking to this decision, and at the last minute, you questioned that decision. You changed your mind about that decision. You followed through with that second half of that decision. And then an hour or even a minute after making that decision, you're like, good God diggity, no, why did I even do that? I should have went with my first frame of mind. Can anybody actually say that they've experienced that? Yeah. And when you're connected with universal energy, there is an alignment. There is a harmony in your decisions, in your practice, in your belief system. And you walk that fine line of surrender, because you know everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to turn out just fine. And whatever happens is meant to happen, even who you meet at this particular time. There's a reason why I'm meeting all of you for the first time, and there's a reason why I'm reconnecting with people that I've met in previous times. There's a purpose to all things. And once you are in alignment with that, all kinds of magic is happening. Number 4, manifestation. I'm sure we're all familiar with that word, and it gets thrown all over the place of working with our manifestation, creating magic as we go along, right? And it always begins with what? A single thought. And then we're setting an intention by using our words. Why so many times, I'm gonna give another example. Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, I can't stand him. Every single time I'm around this person, they work my last. Good nerve. I hope I don't run into them at this next gathering. And what happens when we get to the gathering? And they're the first ones to greet you. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Dig it, dog. And whatever. But what happened? We said what we don't want. We already had a thought process. And as we were going off about how I can't stand this person, emotions built up. And believe it or not, it created more of a belief and why I don't want to see this person. And then our actions. We came in with that thought, we came in with that intention, I don't want to see anything, and all of a sudden the action is, hi, how you doing? I don't really want to talk to you, but you're greeting me now. Okay? But all of this thing is connected. All of these things, which is why it's so important. Be careful of what you're saying. Be careful of what you're thinking. Because what we give energy to, universal energy to, we are creating. And lastly, number 5, personal growth. Meditation is so vital in my life. And I'm just going to share. If it's not a prime practice for you, please try it. I invite you to please try it, to be a part of it. And understand this. A lot of people have an idea that meditation requires you to be somewhere, legs crossed, holding some kind of crystal in your hand, and you're yum yum horege kyong and all day long, and you got to meditate. That is not. Even though stereotypically that's what's thrown out there, whether it's movies and television. But meditation is the practice of what you're doing that you love. Meditation could be your cooking, when you're in a zone, and it's just peaceful. You don't know why you're doing. Hell, you finished the project and you don't even know when did you start. So that could be cooking, that could be running, that could be singing, dancing, sewing. It's what fills your heart with joy and peace in all that you do. That is a personal meditation. And it helps to also releasing negative and mental stressor. When you're in that vibe, nothing bothers you. You're in your own world. Also, mindfulness, that's what I brought it up earlier. It's deepening the understanding of self. Anytime I'm with a client, anytime I'm engaging with someone, it's mindfulness. It's you and I. And I'm going to talk to each and every one of you with the intention of listening. And that's probably why I got random people coming to me and asking me all kinds of questions, or just telling me their deepest, darkest secrets, and I've just mentioned it. But it's okay, because when I started my engagement, I was connected to you, and I wanted to know more about you, just like I want you to know more about me. And that is the mindfulness that I have in this present moment, even as I'm just giving out information, because I know I'm going to receive energy and information from each and every one of you, especially after tonight with cocktails. Come through. Now, what if I can show you how to personally benefit from the universal energies provided by each individual day of the week? Are you ready? Hands up. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Come through. I love this. I love this crowd. Okay. So let's begin with this. Who is the dear Lord? Who am I? Welcome to the world of universal energy and astrology. Woo-yee-woo. So, humble beginnings, growing up in the south side of Chicago. This is the exact building I spent my youth in. Apartment buildings. Lots of apartment buildings. But one thing about this particular place, I lived here, the one on the right. My grandmother lived in the one on the left. So I always had a connection with family. I always had a connection of oneness when it came to family and family dynamics. And no matter where we moved or whatever, we were not far from my grandparents. I'm grateful for that, and I'll explain why.
Yeah, okay, come through. All right.
Ah! And so, here's a little baby picture of me. That is my beautiful mother. She is no longer with us physically. She made her transition 12/22/22. And even though she made her physical transition, she is here right now, spiritually, emotionally, and in my heart, physically, mentally. And I carry her wherever I go. I am her, she is me. She lives through me to carry on. And so, yeah, I lived with her 9 months, but again, everything that I do, the trips I take, the things that we talked about, I am here to complete. Because again, she's a part of me. When I'm receiving downloads, when I'm talking and I hear a voice, and I'm tuned in because I'm connected, I know that it's coming from her. I know that it's coming from source. I know it's coming from my spiritual team, and I'm proud that she's a part of my spiritual team. I know she, if nothing else, she got my back. No doubt about it. And so I'm open to that. And when I was first grieving during that first loss of her, because I lost my best friend. For a long time, for 11 years, I was the only child. I asked for a dog, I got a brother. It's all good. It's all good. But for those times, it was just her and I. And that bond just created, I'm sure for those who have kids, it's something about that firstborn. And you're losing your mind. Don't do that. Oh, is that okay? It's all right. And then after the second and third, like, oh, it's all right. He's just eating dirt. It's nutrients. Like, that was the connection that we had. Okay? Now, this is going to get juicier. My lovely husband, I met that man in the 6th grade. Little known fact, we were in the same school at Bryn Mawr Elementary School. And this is the same elementary school that Dr. Michelle Obama attended. Different years, to be sure we're clear on that. But we attended the same school, and then we wound up being in the same class for 8th grade. So I've known that man a long time. So much that from 6th grade, high school, then college, we stayed in contact, back and forth. So he didn't matter if it was spring break, winter break, whatever. For some reason, we would connect with one another. And it wasn't until our 20s that we were constantly giving each other advice on our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our relationships. And finally, my beautiful husband looked at me and he said, hey, well, he didn't say babe then, but hey, we've been doing this and we've been going around in circles. Why don't we give it a try? And I looked at him and I said, no. I didn't want to ruin the friendship. It was just like, ugh, it's something about those relationships. I can be friends with my exes. Now, can they be friends with me sometimes? And then sometimes you're like, oh, okay, that's all right. But I didn't want that with my husband. And so he promised me a trip. And I couldn't take the trip because my mommy said, I was in high school, senior year. And she said, you're not going to London with him. He has family in London. And so he said, yeah, come and take the trip, blah, blah, blah. She said no. Well, he remembered that. And as we grew and we're in our 20s, he said, I tell you what, second time around, let's take a trip to China. I've never been to China. Hell, I've never, what? International waters, let's go. And I went. And I would give this piece of advice. If you are on the fence about the person you are dating, go on an international trip where English is not primary language. And I say that because it's something about seeing your significant other in stressful situations that you are really going to see a true judgment of their character. In stressful situations, are they cussing out everybody? They got an attitude with everyone? Are they upset? You really get to see how a person truly behaves in stressful situations. That's all. Anyway, so I learned at that point that this was the guy for me because that same thing happened with those stressful situations. And my husband, being the tourist man that he is, calm, cool, collected. Every time there was a challenge to be had, and I was sitting up there because I'm in no man's land. I don't know. He's been to China. I'm just like, okay, all right. And I'm matching his energy. And the times that I see his energy going down, I'm looking at him and I'm just saying, it's all right. Everything's supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen. It's cool. We're going to work. And I promise you, it always worked out. So, happily married, we're in Jamaica, showing of love. We had over 60 people come fly in to witness our marriage. Destination wedding. Oh my God. Can't make this ish up. Look, you see it background. Get that beautiful. That's it. Yes. So, happily married, enjoying bliss during our first year. Again, friendship. This is so awesome. Sixth grade. You know what? I just had an idea about something. I remember in 7th grade, right? I found out that my school was doing a rendition of A Christmas Carol. And the role that was up for this Christmas Carol play was the Ghost of Christmas Present. So I talked to my 7th grade teacher because the auditions were during class time, but she knows I'm a good student, so she went ahead and let me go. I walked to the auditorium, and for some reason this auditorium looked so much bigger than I had ever recognized before. And there were 2 other young ladies in line for this part. And so they went up and they did their thing. And I'm watching them and I'm like, for myself, I'm just giving myself that, that courage. You're cheering yourself on. You're doing that self-talk. Oh, you got this, okay? And now I hear my name being called. And I walk up to the podium, go on stage, and I got the mic, and all of a sudden I'm getting nervous for some reason. I don't know why. And then I notice that my knees are now kind of quivering. And I'm like, what? This isn't me. I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden I realized that my mouth is getting dry and drier by the minute, but I know my lines. And then all of a sudden my stomach is getting queasy. I don't know. I ate something. I think I'm good. And then I opened my mouth and it happened. But let me say home story. So happily married is 1 year of marriage, right? And so we're together, we're creating, we're working together. Troy and I created music as songwriters. LOVE was our first single. We, now the gentleman on the right, that's my brother. So we kept it as a family unit, all right? And again, that's us celebrating our 10-year anniversary all the way to the right. But I have question marks over here because are we really happily married? Whoo, that first year of bliss, babe. I tell you. All kinds of stuff started happening. For some reason, I'm not seeing eye to eye on things. For some reason, even though everyone sees smiles on our faces, we're arguing over the most craziest things. Household chores. Please let me know if any of this stuff feels familiar. In-laws. Not dynamic. Depression is kicking in for me. I'm not as happy as I used to be. I don't know about God. It was a fairy tale wedding. It was awesome. I'm losing myself. I've always been an independent person. And for some reason now, I'm losing myself because I become a housewife. And what I was jokingly called by family members, I'm turning into a Barbie doll. So this once outspoken spirit is now looking towards my husband for, what are we doing now? What are we doing next? But I'm getting angry and we're having miscommunication because I've given him the role of doting husband, so I need to follow as a doting wife, but I don't like where we're being led, but I'm not using my voice. This voice that I've always had is now becoming silent. It's not because of him, but because now I've done the work, because of me. And I'm losing myself in this marriage. Now I'm unhappy with our living conditions. I want to move. I visited California with hubby. And once I landed in California, I was like, oh, this is too familiar. I need to be here. We need to be here. But he's not ready. He's a tourist man. He likes stability. He likes his home. He likes routine. Don't start changing stuff up. I ain't got time for all of that. This is where the job is. This is where the money is. What are you talking about? But I'm ready to do something different. And I wasn't in the mindset to understand where he was coming from and learning how to meet him halfway. And I'm ready for change. But I feel like my mate is not ready for change. And so I'm crying a lot more. And I'm sad. It's getting to the point I don't like my husband. And he doesn't like me. So, what happens next? I don't know if anybody's familiar with this. I think you are. Somebody's had that relationship. You know what I'm talking about. I did something different. I remember, I was ready for change. I had started going to yoga. And so I was teaching. I was learning, I would learn what I learned, and then I would go to my friends and I would teach what I learned in class. Then I started inviting my friends, come on girl, let's go here and do some yoga, all right? And so I got so much into it that I made a decision to teach yoga, vinyasa yoga, breath to movement. And who was there to support me? My loving husband. Even though we're going back and forth, he's willing to support me in all that I do. And so he paid for the classes and everything. And I found peace. I found alignment. I found harmony. And it started opening up more thoughts, more windows. That's what led down the line of chakras, being in alignment. And it went back further down into the rabbit hole of astrology and energy. And then it went down into crystals, then tarot, oracle cards. And I mean, I've been going down the rabbit hole ever since. But it's created such a warm feeling within me that I'm gaining my happiness back. And I'm learning to reconnect to the magic that's within me, that I always knew was within me. And now I'm being introduced to this new improved Nadira, because I was old Nadira. And I didn't realize that I was in the process of grieving on Nadira as I evolved into this new Nadira. You know? And then I started using what I learned with universal energy. Troy would have problems with change, so I figured out how to work around that. and used the energy of universal energy to kind of sway him. Needless to say, it worked. Because what happened? Hey, Calais! Hey, Calais! And so we went from those apartment buildings and all this other stuff to be able to, this is our view from our home. This is where we live. And this is what we get to see every single day. That brings us peace and joy. And my husband thanks me every single day for pushing and fighting to go and be somewhere different. That was my last year birthday gift. Come through. Come on. Birthday gift after my mom passed. So last year was the first birthday without my mom. And it was very troubling. My husband, who travels for a living, made sure he was back to spend my first birthday without my mom. Physically, let's be clear, physically. And I knew she was working behind the scenes because all of a sudden, the weekend before my birthday, my car started acting crazy. It's time to turn in the lease. And it started acting crazy. I need brakes, I need all this other stuff. So what happened? Universal energy, I was like, if it's time for me to upgrade, it's time for me to upgrade. Baby went from a Mini Cooper to that. Come on, man. Working with universal energy. And so, here is a little snippet of why I work with her, but not just that. More importantly, who I am.
Hello, beautiful spirit. Yeah, come through. I get this question asked a lot, and so I felt like I had to deliver it in the most creative, artistic way that I know I'm here to deliver. Okay, so enjoy this breakdown of who I am and who is Nadira Lug. I am a believer of God, a wife, a daughter, and a sister. I am family, and I am a long-time friend. I am a lifelong student of knowledge and wisdom because my learning journey never ends. While some may get bored, stagnant, fearful, accept anything, and sigh, I am a truth giver and seeker, raising my hand up and asking why. I'm the icebreaker, dance floor shaker, and self-appointed leader. With Reiki mastery, I am an energy mover, an energy clearer, and healer. With tarot and oracle cards, I am a clarity giver and intuitive energy reader. And as a certified success life coach, I'm your biggest listener and cheerleader. I am a trained astrologer, so I study planetary positions, luminaries, and stars. I read and interpret birth charts so you know a bigger picture of who you are. I'm a certified yoga instructor, a trained entertainer, comedian, singer, writer, author, and an actress. I am a true artist first, and my hair, nails, and appearance will always be my personal canvas. With my airy, talkative Gemini sun, I am a messenger and storytelling sage. With my fiery, entertaining Leo moon, I have a message of love, and the world is my best stage. With my love-filled Venus in watery Cancer, I fight against self-sabotage, bullying, and habit. And with my earthly Virgo rising, I am a magician working with my ancestors and spiritual team to consistently create Black Girl Magic. I am also a spiritual being indulging in this human experience. I am manifesting that this poetic breakdown of myself is making total sense. I'm multi-gifted, ready to be of service with Christ-motivated inner strength and might. So accept the challenge and pass it along when I tell you to shine in your light. You have confusion, guilt, hurt, lack direction, motivation, self-love. Well, honey, that's all right. I'll reconnect you back into your intuition, reintroduce you to your spiritual team so you can communicate with and trust your foresight. Now you have a better understanding of who I am and what I do and who's on my spiritual team. Book your session right now as I proudly declare to you that I'm your clarity queen. Yeah. Let's do this together. Take care. Enjoy.
Yes. So, bringing up to my credentials. I have a BA in speech communication, if you didn't notice. Using it, look, using it well. I have a master's in liberal arts. I'm a trained astrologer. I'm an intuitive channel oracle reader, certified hypnotherapist, Reiki master of Kundalini, Usui, and ecology Reiki. I am a life coach, a yoga instructor. I am a NLP practitioner all day, every day. I am actually also an ordained minister of One Love and Life Center. I'm a content creator, published writer, and an entertainer. And so one of the things that I love about all those aspects that I grew into taking classes was what? I used universal energy. Once I got clarity on how to use it, it helped me to branch out and become my best self or better self, because I'm always growing. And so these are the 4 elements to work with. And I want you to start recognizing fire, earth, air, and water. And no, I'm not talking about earth, wind, and fire. So, for example, we're talking about fire energy. Fire energy is associated with divine masculine energy, passion, sexual energy, drive. And so it provides spark of creation and the driving force of action. And then we have water. Now, I'm only going to give a couple examples because I am pressed for time, but water. Now, that's associated with divine feminine energy, emotions, intuition, and purification. And it provides fluidity, adapting. Now, I'm sure you heard people saying, I'm flowing. I'm flowing with life. I'm flowing with nature. And to cleanse and to heal. Now, real quick, out of all of these, each day is associated with one of the 4 elements. So I'm going to do a quick check-in. Would anybody like to take a guess what Monday is associated with? Maybe there's someone who's already out here doing stuff. Come on, Miss Kimmy. What you got, girl? I already know you know. Come on.
Monday.
All right, come on here. She didn't. Okay, she know. She listened to me at the last Mastermind. So Monday is, again, Monday. So it's associated with the moon. What does that mean? It's associated with water. It's also associated, who are my Cancers in here? It's associated with Cancerian energy, and so it brings about emotions, intuition. So a lot of times, Cancerian energy, they saw you before they even physically saw you or visually saw you. They saw you coming. They hurt, or somebody's hurt, pain. It's already there. It's already connection. It's something about understanding a closeness to mother energy, and grandmothers. It's innately in things. Now understand this. There are different aspects of what is much stronger because we have sun, moon, rising, and Venus energy, and all when we do our birth charts and things of that magnitude. But in the end of the day, it creates a gumbo of why we are who we are. And so some of the key words are part of that is divine feminine energy, psychic, intuition, subconscious, introspection, dreams, memories, emotional sensitivity. There is a reason why when Monday hits, no one wants to go to work. You want to know why? It's a day of reflection. It's a day of going within. Why should I go out here and work and share my energy with everyone if technically the energy, the underlying energy is forcing me to want to go snuggle in bed, go reflect on my life, take it easy, listen to some easy music, chill, be with or talk to mother or feminine energy, be a receptive inward. Now, Tuesday. Does anybody want to take a guess what Tuesday's connected to? Aries actually is connected to action, fire energy. The element is fire. The zodiac sign is Aries. And because, again, the universal energy is action anytime you're dealing with Mars or Aries and fire energy. It's a drive. There's a reason why we get out of that slump on Monday. And then we're fired up on Tuesday. Whatever we didn't do on Monday, screw it, I'll do it on Tuesday. You have an inner drive to do something, to get something completed. And so some of the key words that are associated with that is divine masculine energy, confidence, sexual desires, strategic initiation, and action-oriented. That is the best day to create your lists. If you didn't create them on a Monday when you was in a reflective mode of what you wanted to do for the week, Tuesday is the day to look at that list and now get stuff moving and grooving. So let me list a couple of final takeaways, because like I said, I only had 2 days. two elements to really cover. It's all good though, you'll get it. Universal energy provides daily clarity, bless you. And when you utilize this universal energy, magic can happen in so many ways. Number one, simplifying your life by organizing your daily tasks and creatively having fun doing whatever it is you're coming up with. Again, every day has a universal energy. And when you tap into that universal energy, you basically have an idea of how to flow throughout your week. What should be your focus? What should be your drive? And one day is going to connect to the next day and the next step, and so on and so forth, so that you do create that alignment. Number two, utilize your gut instinct to execute your high priority business goals. When you have an idea of what energy you're working with for that day and for that moment, it helps you to figure out what is best on my list, or how to complete what is best on my list. You have better understanding because, again, we're in alignment. And somehow, some way, the universe is going to let you know what your next step is after you've taken that first initial step. And lastly, get shit done! Applying each easy step to achieve higher success rates in everything you choose to do. I promise you, if you start using each energy that the day provides. Today is Saturday. It's a day of releasing. It's a day of letting go. We're here. We're bringing in information. We're learning. I don't know if you know, but today is full moon in Capricorn. We're getting Capricorns in here. Y'all about discipline. Y'all about learning, career, anything of expansion when it comes to your money. And so you're in the flow right now. And we're learning all about how to take our careers, our profession, what we do, we're leveling up. And releasing doubts, limiting beliefs. We're together harmonizing in our energy. And that is what's up with that. I love it. Now, if you want more information about me, what I do, and all the good stuff that I bring apart in this energy that I do, please, by all means, scan this code, take a picture, follow me. I appreciate you. I can talk to you later. I can talk to you through the mastermind. It's what I do. I'm a Gemini. I talk, okay? But I also am an excellent listener. Keep that in mind. Balance, always balance. Did everyone got that? Beautiful. And so lastly, that is my information, that is my phone number, that is my email, that is my website. And I thank you so much for your time, your attention. I thank you for the openness of open heart, open mind, so much. And when I was standing at that mic, and my knees were quivering, and my mouth got dry, and my stomach started gurgling with these crazy noises, I opened my mouth, and what happened was, I said, I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. And sure enough, they looked upon me, and I got that role, and I knew right then and there, I was meant to be on somebody's, anybody's, my own stage.